wearing all black.
Aloha! Here with JC and Jeff.
Ain't no time for school today.
Hitting bombs.
Hey, watch this punch cut lob wedge. Replace your Marshalls with cart girls. They're better looking. They're serving drinks.
Got to hit bombs off the tee.
Phil talking about a guy taking a shit in the cut.
Mahalo!
That's what we did fireside with Phil.
Fire the stick.
Hit bomb and attack the pin.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Aloha Press Show. My name is JC, joined today by my co-host Jeff. Jeff, we've done this intro 3 fucking times this week, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been rather frustrating as everyone can see and hear. You're getting to listen and watch this on a Wednesday instead of a Monday. We ran into some technical difficulties. Georgia decided just to randomly shut off fucking 10% of the county's power, and the Aloha Press got shut off for like 8 minutes. But then today I click on the recording equipment and all I'm hearing is thunder shower. So Jeff, let's hope for the best that we get through another podcast this week.
You know what's funny is that we used to have to retake the intro a lot. For some reason that was tough for you in the beginning of this. Now we're having to retake it because the goddamn power goes out. You'd think you're in California with the PSPS shutoffs. You know what? I sat down here tonight, 2.5 days after we tried this for a couple of times, and I'm looking at my notes. I got notes from last week, this week, and during this whole power outage bullshit we were going through on Sunday night, I just decided to scribble "fuck Georgia" all over my notepad.
It's trust me, I'm with you. Like I'm on Facebook groups, just about to riot, and it was to a point where I was rather upset, and then. So I'm hanging out with one of my buddies out here in Georgia, and he's like a engineer, smart guy, you know, and I'm telling him the fucking story about the podcast. It's like, hey, dude, how was the podcast? Fuck, I didn't see it come out. I'm like, well, I mean, that's nice of you, bro, but I know you don't like golf and or know anything about golf, so don't pretend you're actually listening to it. But, dude, yeah, it fucking didn't happen. Like, the fucking power shut off, and it killed the recording. He's like, you don't have a battery backup? And I'm like, what the fuck is a battery backup? And apparently you could buy this thing that'll give you like 2 minutes of power so you can fucking save shit before it fucking clicks off. So we might need maybe for the listeners, people to join the golf tournament so we can afford one of these battery backups so we don't have to continue to hit the record button.
That might not be a bad idea. I mean, I think the first round was about 10 minutes. The second, we might have made it 20, 25 minutes. So, hey, third time's a charm. Here we go.
I mean, fucking roll the dice. It's we're kind of like stringing this along because we don't know what's gonna happen. But let's get into the show. Shit, we're gonna be recapping all kinds of different things from the Olympics, from the WGC, and then making our predictions for next week. But Jeff, let's start with the Olympics. The reason why I want to start with the Olympics is just for the sheer fact that I am, I don't know if we're going to be making a special trip to Vegas, Atlantic City here in the next couple years, because I'm going to be putting a lot of wagers on the U.S. golf team when it comes to picks, because holy shit, I'm getting paid out. I mean, kinda. Nelly Korda gets the gold medal and is, in my eyes, pretty remarkable.
You're not going to be making the big cash payout for this week's picks. You are 2 for 2 for gold medal winners this year. But in the bottle race, the race to the bottle, you're putting a big dent in one tournament into the week. Not only did you pick the winner, who beat my player by about 16 strokes, so Gabby Lopez was never close, but I'm going to give you 3 extra bottles just because you picked the winner and you beat. So you just knocked off 4. And we haven't even got into the other 2 tournaments yet. So you're making a good dent in it. Nelly Korda, tough pick, right? Number 1 girl in the world, goes over there. It's coming off a major victory already this year. I applaud you.
I mean, it's sometimes, you just, you stick with what works. And whatever I was doing before was not working. I just had to convince you, throw you some Instagram LPGA Tour models to get y'all riled up. So you made a, I don't want to say a feeler pick, but maybe you were betting with your with your love stick instead of your brain.
Well, I was going to say more my heart instead of my head. Not that. I mean, I know where your head's at. Here's the thing. I gave her a lot of props. I did. I talked her up. I thought, hey, she got there a week early. She's going to practice. She's embracing the whole Olympic spirit. She's taking it all in. Yeah, she's super good looking. I'm now following her on Instagram. And then she goes out and lays an egg for me. I mean, so much so that I she might have withdrawn because I had to scroll so far down the goddamn leaderboard to find her. But it's a great start for you for the week. Olympics are over in golf, maybe even in real life now. I don't know if the closing ceremonies happened. You have been a little too busy. But it's a great win for the USA, and she played her ass off, got it done. Thought she was going to run away with it. In the end, it was a lot tighter than it needed to be, but she still got it done.
Yeah, it was one of those things that, yeah, day 2, it looked like she was gonna fucking just shoot about 37 under. She was strolled out and shot 62, back-to-back 69s, and get the gold medal. It's crazy to think, like, this is the only tournament we fucking talk about that we talk about the second and third place finish. We'll go and mention them because Jeff enjoys me stumbling over fucking non-English speaking country names. Mo 1, Mei Money, Enemy from Japan gets the silver medal, and then Lydia Ko, which we're a huge fan of. She's made a few appearances on Hot or Not. Goes in and wraps up the bronze medal, which is very exciting. Very exciting. The world of golf, I guess, when it comes to the Olympics. Jeff, do we have anything else to talk about the Olympics when it comes to the ladies?
Well, you know what? The Americans are leading the medal count. They're leading the gold medal count. What I think is interesting about the Olympics is you look at the payouts for some of these countries for winning medals, and it's astronomical. Then you look at the U.S. and it is fucking pennies compared to what these guys make and these girls make on a normal weekend. So it's funny to me because usually the U.S. all we talk about is inflation and how much we pay our athletes and how much we pay everybody, and then we get to the Olympics, the world's biggest stage, and we don't pay them shit.
The dollar amount is $33,000 for gold, which means Nelly and Xander made $66,000. It was like an LPGA Tour event. I mean, I think Nelly Corda, at least maybe paid for her fucking flight, but it's kind of remarkable. The United States, yeah, you're right. The inflation is not happening at the Olympics. You could have even bought a Bitcoin for a gold medal, which is kind of crazy. Maybe she'll cash that in, okay, the gold, and maybe she'll, I don't know, get a grill, maybe a medallion. The thing about the gold medal, though, Jeff, I was looking at it and I was thinking, what the fuck? What do you do with the gold medal? Like, is it your new bag tag? Like, where does that thing go? Like, do you make a piercing out of it, or are you just strutting around the golf course with that thing dangling, just kind of giving a big FU to I don't know, Captain America in Patrick Reed?
Well, it kind of reminds me of what the champion at the Aloha Press Classic got. It's just a little bit smaller. But if it's up to me, I'm not hanging on my bag. I'm not hanging it at my house. I'm not putting it in a trophy case. I'm wearing it. And I'm wearing it like a necklace most of the time. Every time I go out with the boys, I go out to dinner, I go out to a social event, I'm probably going to wear it. Most likely I'm going to end up losing it or it's going to get stolen, but it'll make a good story.
I was going to say, someone would have a few too many of these beverages in my glass here. And I would start wagering that fucking thing. I might try and strike someone in the face with it if we get too many cocktails in me. Talking about the Olympics, real passionate about my my USA sports. But Jeff, great for Nelly Corda. Good for her. Good for the United States. Leading now in the gold medal count when it comes to golf. I haven't looked up anything else. I watched a little female gymnastics and immediately got pissed. Just not a big fan of the team atmosphere there, but well, maybe that'll be on another podcast. But another victory this week. Abraham Answer gets his first victory at the WGC Memphis Sweaty Hot Open. Jeff, exciting news for golf. Abraham Answer, at least for me, is one of those guys I'm kind of a fan of. Just his, he's got a tequila brand. He looks like he married maybe a tequila girl, which is a bit entertaining and fun to see.
Hey, he's winning at life. That's for sure. He did. He married a nice little Latina girl. You know, he's got his tequila brand. He's doing commercials with the old Oakland A, New York Yankee Swisher. I know you didn't see that commercial, but I did. It was a great commercial. How they found him and got him on TV, I don't know. Still in pretty good shape though for an ex-ball player. And then he comes out and gets a victory. And you know what? He did it against, you know, some bigger names. I mean, you got guys like Bryson chasing him, and they all fell apart. He got it done. Then they go to the playoff with Hideki, our Masters champion, gets it done in 2 holes, which was nice. I say thank you to him for that because we had a podcast we were trying to get ready for, and we didn't want to watch 6 playoff holes, and he got it done in 2.
Yeah, and he gets it done, and he gets it done over Hideki, Masters champion, but also I think the guy off the 290 registrant, sex offender himself. Maybe I shouldn't call him a sex offender. That's kind of fucking rude. I mean, Sam Burns. I mean, good God, someone, did he lose a bet? Good God, he's got this like handlebar looking mustache, and I'm looking at these guys, and I'm watching the final group coming down the stretch. You got Bryson and you got Harris English absolutely just falling apart. Just they're on the clock, they're running in between shots, and then you got Sam Burns warming up on the range with just one of my favorite golfers in the world. And it just is, I don't know. It was just weird. It was just awkward. And I was not a big fan of who was he hanging out with? I can't.
It was Billy Horschel.
Yeah, Billy Horschel. Oh my God! Patting him on the back, just throwing golf balls with him, shucking and jiving. It looked like they were on a date. It got awkward. It got weird. I was excited when Hideki was involved. It looked like his English might be getting a little bit better. He was cheering back and forth to the crowd. But Jeff, I gotta say, with the creepy mustache, okay, with the little boy porn stash, and then you got Hideki's shirt. It looks like who's dressing Hideki? Is someone like a blind guy leading the Srixon apparel line? It was rather horrible. It was just a horrible, at least visually horrible golf on a Sunday playoff.
Well, it was. And we've talked about Hideki. He needs somebody to tailor him. He needs somebody to get him out of the all white baggy pants on a Sunday with the yellow shirt, the sunglasses. But I mean, I'm a shoe guy. I'm the biggest shoe guy there probably is around, whether it's dress shoes, boots, work shoes, sandals, golf shoes. Those Asics are just not cutting it. They don't cut it in Japan. They don't cut it in the United States. There are 500 different options. That guy could be playing barefoot. He'd look better than wearing those fucking Asics. But we forgot to talk about somebody. You talked about Bryson collapsing. You talked about Henrik Stenson collapsing, both going in the 40s on the back nine.
It's
Cam Smith had a
Harris
chance.
English.
He had to make fucking par. Who did I say?
You said Henrik Stenson.
Yeah, I see. It's been too long. It's been fucking 2
Way
days
too
since I
long
talked about this shit. Harris English, but I got Cam Smith on the brain. He's your boy,
Ugh.
Mr. Mullet. All he's got to do is make par. He gets in the playoff. He's probably going to get it done, and just a collapse.
The hottest guy on the golf course goes out and is storming down the stretch. I mean, he's bad. He's playing with Abraham Answer, and sure shit, he like slice ones into the fucking trees next to some dude's like wrought iron fence, and in the golf and fucking CBS is back, which every time they cut to CBS, like from a long break with NBC, I forget that Dottie Pepper is involved, and I immediately want to just lose it. I just want to figure out a way that we can switch Amanda Balionis for Dottie, just because at least Amanda's good looking. I can't stand her voice, but Dottie, good gosh, she's back in the mix, giving us a breakdown of what's going on with Cameron Smith pumping his drive to the right. He's laid up in this pine straw, and all of a sudden, yeah, he clips one like into the trees, and it goes out of bounds. And I'm looking at the camera shot, and I'm going, what in the absolute fuck is going on? Like, no one has any fucking clue. Cameron Smith just grabs another golf ball in his bag, drops another one, chips out, makes fucking bogey. And you're looking and you're going, CBS, did we miss a fucking conversation? Like, what? He was staring at the wall of China of trees. Like, there was a wall of fucking trees, and he just slaps one in there, and it looked like amateur hour. It looked like looked like Justin Cardinale was standing on the tee box, and Jeff Pilates, his caddy, he's talking into some weird shot that he's never hit before. That's what it felt like. That's what I saw. And Cameron Smith. I mean, carve a choke artist in the side of his head now, because it just, good God, he just made a huge mental mistake there to get him out of a playoff.
And then he drops you after hitting out of bounds, chips out like maybe he should have done. I'm all for going for it. I didn't see a window. I'm like you. I saw just the sea trees. But he chips it out, sticks it to like 4 feet, makes the putt, which would have made him a par had he done that in the first place, and he'd be in the playoff. But you know what? Talking about the announcers, I'm almost ready to start a GoFundMe, some type of GoFundMe to try to bring Johnny Miller back to both broadcasts, NBC and CBS. We need that guy back. Get Phil in the booth part-time. You know, he can still win here and there, but we just need some dickhead in the booth that tells it like it is. He would have ripped Cam Smith on 18 there, or he would have told us that there was a legitimate shot, you know, instead of us just guessing and then Dunny going, oh, that must be in somebody's backyard. Fuck you. I couldn't even see where he's trying to hit it.
It was pretty horrible, Jeff. It absolutely was just one of those times where you're looking at the broadcast, and yes, we need to bring back some of the fire. Something's got to change, because the thing that got me on Sunday at the WGC is, again, it's the St. Jude like classic. They're raising a bunch of money for cancer patient kids, and you got Nick Faldo. You know, let me back up. So Bryson Harris English is walking up to essentially, you know, go limp it into the playoff, or go limp it in the locker room and check out. They've got this poor girl who's 17 years old explaining that she's got, you know, cystic fibrosis or some horrible disease. And they clearly say 17-year-old Catherine from, you know, Ohio, okay, is battling. She's here to hold the flag stick for these players. And you got Nick Faldo on there saying, God, it's a real shame. She's a real beauty. And I'm like, Nick, did you think before you fucking shoved your foot in your mouth? Like, that's what you get away with on TV? You're hitting on the girl who has cancer, who's underage, and I think you're on the way down from your booth or your tower to go meet this girl. Like, hey, if you make it in 6 months, maybe I'll take you out. Like, it got weird, it got creepy, and I just wanted to know if Nick Faldo got fucking fined, because we've said crazy shit, but I've never said anything that crazy.
I would guess something's got to be coming down the pipeline from CBS. You can get away with that stuff 10 years ago. You can't get away with that now. My only thought is maybe afterwards he went down and brought her a pair of the squares, you know, help her with her golf game, give her those golf signed a pair for her. I don't know.
Holy shit. So, the WGC was just one of those events that, you know, chalk it up to the 50 best guys in the world to, really cash in a no cut event to warm them up for another Wyndham Rewards Championship. Jeff, what was your thought process on Harris English and Bryson DeChambeau getting put on the clock for slow play in an event where they're the final group? What did you think about that? It's something that we don't hear a lot about, and we don't actually get to see, and it's not very vocalized, especially after the fact.
It's unacceptable to be put on the clock as the last group, right? If anything, you should be waiting the entire round, in my opinion. I don't know if they're trying to use that as an excuse for their sorry play on the back nine. I think I keep calling him Harris English, mentioned it a little bit in his post-game, news conference. But my take is this. Those guys both had some recent chokes when they weren't on the clock. So I tend to believe that they're just kind of in their own heads right now, and they're choking on their own. We saw what Bryson did at the U.S. Open, and then Harris English had one recently where he fell apart too. So, maybe they're just in their own head. They're playing together. They definitely were. They were feeding off of each other in a bad way.
It was that's the kind of group you don't want to be involved in. Like you're already in the final group. At one point in time, Harris English and Bryson DeChambeau are both 20 under. Like, they're winning this golf tournament. There was no chance. Abraham and Answer, I guarantee you,
By
on the
5, they're
oh,
fucking killing
easily.
everybody.
Abraham and Answer was standing on the 12th hole going, I've got no chance to win this fucking thing. Like, Hideki knew he had no chance, but it came back down to it. I agree with you. I think they were just absolutely, I don't want to say what I normally say, but just mentally struggled. They were mentally short when it came to the golf game, especially on the back nine. I don't care if you're rushed or not. You're a professional athlete. You just can't play that bad, especially if you got a 5-shot lead. I mean, that just can't happen, especially in the way he did it. Harris English, shit, he coughed up, two double bogeys on the back nine's par threes and bogeyed the par 5. It was a bit. I mean, he was looking to get his like 4th win of the year, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Whatever. Here's the last thing I'll say about this golf tournament. The only thing that really mattered. I mean, it was good to watch on Sunday. It was actually a decent back nine to watch. You know, a lot of choking, some stepping up in the clutch, some stupid things happening. But Louis Oosthuizen was your pick, and I picked old Brooksy, and I got another L. So the bottle count is now down to 3. I'm ahead by 3 now. You're already up 5 this week.
It's Jeff. It feels good. It feels good to be leading the bottle count. Just this week. I mean, it's really rare for me to really get any momentum this entire year. I've had the struggle snuggles all week and all year. The thing about it though, the thing I did notice that seemed like it was a hot topic this week at the WGC was Bryson DeChambeau just in general. I mean, from the comments he made about him not getting his COVID vaccine shot, to some of the hecklers out there on the Sunday back nine, there was a strong-willed female who was just shouting at the top of her lungs, "Brooksy." It sounded like she was a big fan of Brooksy, and it was following Bryson DeChambeau. It appeared like it was bothering him. Jeff, I mean, with all of this nonsense going on, it seems like Bryson is he's not on the protein diet anymore. It looks like he's losing weight. It looks like he's maybe struggling with some of the stress of just the media. Fuck. Ever since he talked about the COVID thing, he didn't have a single comment to the media because he absolutely got tore up this week. What was your thoughts on his statement with the whole vaccine thing?
Well, with the vaccine thing, yeah, he's a healthy young man. I'm a healthy young man. I'm not going to hate on him for that. We probably have the same opinion. But I think that everything you talked about is taking a toll on this guy. And there's a reason for that. You were in law enforcement. You know what it's like to be street smart, have common sense, and be book smart, right? This guy, he is a very bright guy, obviously scientist, the mad scientist. He's very smart. But I don't think he's got the street smarts or the common sense to be able to handle and play the game with the hecklers, play the game with the crowd, play the game with the fans to where he can give it back to him and get playful with them and not let it affect his game. It affects his game and he gets silent or he gets sad and he just goes to shit. I mean, it's not going to stop. It's not.
It's just he turns into this like pouty mood, and you tell it on his face. And I was thinking about it, and the thing about the and I shouldn't say even the V word or the C word because we're gonna get shadow banned again on YouTube. The thing that got me triggered was, Bryson, you're a very intelligent guy. You have an intelligent group around you that surround you and support you in everything that you do. Shut the fuck up, okay? Can someone tell him to shut the fuck up? Like, hey, Bryson, okay? This week, what do you want to talk about in the press conference? Okay, we're not talking about that. Yeah, no. Let's check off a few things, okay? We're not talking about COVID. We're not talking about God. We're not talking about war. We're not talking about politics. You can talk about anything else. Talk about the scientific friction between you and the coefficiency of your golf driver head and the tee friction and the dirt in the ground. But don't talk about this shit. Who the fuck is advising this guy? That kind of cracked me up. But you're right, Jeff. Like, the communication with the crowd. The best way to get the crowd on your side is just to fucking react and get some cheering on. The best way you can make that chick turn from yelling Brooksy to yelling Bryson is to get her number and get her into bed. Okay, I'm saying it like legally. I'm just saying like get her number, like toss her. Hey, you want to jump on the G6? A little net jets ride. Have a few cocktails after the round after I lose by like 12, and I guarantee you're gonna flip that girl. Okay, do the Phil Mickelson thing. Just smile, thumbs up, lots of gloves, lots of golf balls. Because you're a professional athlete. And Jeff, you touched on a point that kind of brings up a good point. Like, there's professionals in this world who deal with a lot worse banter. Like, there's guys on the fucking news right now dealing with shit that they did, like, because they have a body camera on and are going to jail. You can't deal with a heckler? Like, go fucking pound sand, Bryson.
Well, he does need to take a couple tips from right there. And I think you're completely right when you say when that woman heckler or other heckler, he needs to point them out. One, you might make them comfortable and they might stop. Or two, you bomb them down the middle, they'll give them a fist bump. You make a birdie putt, throw them your golf ball, right? Get their name, call them by name, get their number, do what you got to do, but make them uncomfortable. Give them a little bit of their medicine. That type of banter, it goes a long way for Bryson. Yeah, he might have people booing him, but it'll probably make some fans out of him.
Or just another crazy idea. Okay, you hire a couple guys, maybe from Atlanta, and you bring them on your team. You pay them a hefty wage. Okay, and you just point people out. They may be in the crowd. They just start taking people out. Okay, you take out the guys who are gonna fuck with you. Like, let's go back to Happy Gilmore. Okay, you take out the competition. You might have to hit someone with a fucking Volkswagen every once in a while. All right, let's have a few cocktails. That's what if I was crazy enough, scientific, you can't deal with it in the normal way. Deal with it the unnormal way, okay? Get a couple guys fired up, throw them a couple tickets, give them a couple $2 bills, and let them get after it. That's just my opinion. But another thing that people have...
You're going that route.
another thing that people have been writing Bryson this week, he got hit with the trifecta. He apparently was not yelling for his drives that were going into herds of people. Jeff, this seems like a hot topic. It was one of those guys, one of your boys who was in the let's see here. Richard Bland took to Twitter and pretty much said Bryson. God, these fucking English guys. I can't understand their language. I don't even. Is Richard Bland English? Maybe, I don't know. Bryson pluffing. I don't know. You have to refer to the tweet. Bryson ploofing it into the crowd again, off the tee, and no shot of 4. Maybe it needs someone to get seriously injured for him to learn. Jeff, is this a big deal, or did Twitter overreact to Bryson ploofing it into the crowd?
I don't think it's a big deal at all. I think it's a total overreaction, and this is why. One, you have little marshals there standing by the guys when they're teeing off, telling you which way the ball is going. If it's missing right or left. Pay attention to them. You are not going to see a golf ball come off the club face at 180 miles per hour, go up into the sky, travel 350 yards, and be able to move out of the way. You take your life in your hands if you go into that zone, right? People get hit all the time. It doesn't matter if you yell 4 or not. I mean, we're not playing at the local muni. We're not shaking one into the fucking next tee box. You kidding me? These guys are hitting fuck bombs. Yelling 4 doesn't matter. It doesn't.
I'm with you. Brandel Chambly pretty much explained. He took Brandel again. Took to Bryson's defense. He said 60% of PJ Tour guys hit the fairway. So he said 40% of the time. If you just it's like 40% of the field misses the fairway. You'd have to yell 628 times a week, like for the entire field. Like, I gotta say, it's the fucking crowd's responsibility. If you're standing and you're following Bryson DeChambeau, get the fuck out of the way. Either stand behind him or go stand next to the green. Okay? There's no reason these guys should be even yelling 4. That's like going to an NBA basketball game and complaining about, LeBron James's, nut sweat hitting you in the face because you're sitting too close to the court. Okay? Or going to the MMA bout and Conor McGregor's fucking snapping ankle, okay, gets a little sweat on you. It just, these are hazards of the game, okay? You just never know. You go to the Oakland Raider game, into the black hole, you might get punched, okay? Know where you're at.
Hey, another note. If I'm Bryson or if I'm a PGA Tour professional and I hit one offline, it's going right or left, I'm not saying a goddamn word because I want the ball to hit somebody. I want it to stop right where it's going to hit them,
Yes.
or I want it to bounce off them and go back into play. I don't want them to get out of the way and hit a cart path and go out of bounds. That's part that, back in the day, they used to let them line the greens. They'd be pretty much on the fringe. And those old guys like Jack and Arnie, they'd hit balls. They'd be aggressive as fuck because they knew they weren't going to get out of the way. It was like a backstop.
Exactly.
So, no, get out of here, Richard Bland. I picked you one time. You're done.
You've been removed from the podcast. It's one of those things. And another note, if I'm Bryson, I'm not yelling "for" ever again. Okay, you know what I'm yelling? I'm yelling Brooksy. Okay, that's the new "for" call. All right, because I'm an asshole. All right, you make fun of me, you get the whole world against me. But I will say, this is incredible what Brooks Koepka's done. He has absolutely fucked this guy out of millions of dollars by just empowering people by the lightest carb beer ever, Michelob Ultra. Like let's keep you skinny, okay? Let's get those drunk chicks on my side, okay? We want to keep them healthy, and it just kind of cracks me up. But wrapping up the Bryson drama, I mean, it's something that's gonna fall into the Ryder Cup here in a couple weeks, couple months, and kind of looking forward to that. But Jeff, other news, Phil Mickelson trying out the arm lock putting. What is he doing? What is he doing? I'm kind of concerned. I saw pictures, and I'm quickly almost ready to pull the trigger of Phil get back in the booth type comments.
We swore we would never write him off again after what he did at the PGA. I don't know what he's doing. The guy won a major this year, right? He kind of just finally went back to putting conventional. He played well. He beat Brooks, I think, this week. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why he's trying this stuff. Just stay skinny, drink your coffee, do your 24 hours of fasting, but don't fuck with your putting stroke or your swing.
I saw the picture and I was like, Jesus Christ, we got to bring this up on the podcast. This is inexcusable, Phil. What are you going to the arm lock? What you and Matt Kuchar hanging out now? It just, I'm not a big fan of it. It kind of is, not punching holes in my sail, but because I will never write off Phil Mickelson ever again. I think he's going to win 4 other majors if I had to bring it up. But another guy that's not winning any majors is that hit the news this last week was President Trump out at Winged Foot, and he was graciously accepted into the great graces of this U.S. Open venue. There was a group of people who were not a big fan of him showing up at Winged Foot. Jeff, you saw the pictures. I thought it was pretty funny. Just of kind of the banter that he gets going to play a round of golf. It just, I don't know, kind of cracks me up.
It's hilarious. I legitimately searched out these videos. I wanted to see what happened to him, right? And to think that these old white women, probably rich based on how they were dressed, take time out of their weekend. They could be spending it with their friends, their family, having cocktails, swim pool parties. No, but they're gonna make homemade signs and go hang outside and rant and rave to the media and essentially, give Trump something to talk about. I hope Trump waved to him as he went by, said thumbs up, went out there, enjoyed his round of golf, ate his caviar, ate his lobster, and hung out. It just blows my mind that people care this much about them because he doesn't give 2 shits about those women. He just laughs at them.
It just, and maybe we'll show the picture on the YouTube show. It might be in the golf email newsletter. Go sign up at the alohapress.com/ email newsletter. I'm looking at this picture right now, and Winged Foot / Winged Foot. It just, some of these signs don't even make any sense. It's just Winged Foot, Proud Boys, perfect together, and I kind of wonder. I'm like, I'm looking at all these women and one man who just you know what he's trying to do. It just, I don't want to be too mean. Should I be too mean, Jeff? I feel like I need to be a little mean.
they deserve it, because there's no reason that something should control your life, that one person should control your life, that you're going to come out there and do that shit to them.
All these people in this picture are going to die from fucking COVID. I guarantee. They're all fat. Good God. You know what they should be doing? They should be walking those fucking signs around, okay? Hold that cardboard above your head and start doing push-ups and jumping jacks. Because, good God, you are going to harm the rest of the world. And the one creepy dude with the fucking giant sideburns, you're definitely on a list somewhere. And it's not good. And get over it, folks. He's the president of the United States, okay? He has nothing to do with your drama anymore, okay? He's playing in a place that you can't afford to eat dinner at, okay? You weren't invited. If these group of women stood on my property, I would hose them down. I would absolutely, water balloons would be, I would go to jail, okay? I know that. I'm clearly aware of the law. I'm just saying, okay, I would make it a wet t-shirt contest real fucking quick, because this is disgusting. I am absolutely just a white fascist guys club. Really? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, this club's been around for 100 years. Okay, I don't see you marching at Augusta National at the Masters. Okay, I was told by a realtor earlier, because the Aloha Press is occasionally into some real estate. I was told we can't call master bedrooms anymore. It's racist. I'm like, Jesus, fuck it. What can we say? It just, these people are gonna bitch no matter what. I hope they get on their I hope they get in their minivan or their fucking Subaru wagon and go follow him around to every golf course and just wreak havoc to that front lawn, because maybe they'll lose some LBs. It just, these fucking people, good God. Is it weird that I added this lady on Instagram and then DM'd her if we could have her on the podcast? That's probably a bad idea.
No, but that would make for some great conversation. She'd probably make it all of about 30 seconds with us before she start crying and hang up.
Oh God, I saw that, I was just like I was just blown away. So Jeff, I mean, let's get to, I think, oh shit, I forgot. There was a third golf tournament this week. The Barracuda Championship. Okay, we had elected to record the podcast. While it was going on, I fucking totally blanked on it. I have no idea who won, Jeff. I could probably look it up. Do you have any idea who won?
It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter, because I went with an oldie but goodie, Matt Kerr, who didn't even make the cut. So I lost the bet by Friday afternoon. I didn't even pay attention to it. I didn't care. Like I said, when you asked me, hey, we're going to start recording, this tournament's still going on, I don't care. We didn't care so much that we didn't even look at who won.
It had, I mean, good for them, whoever they are. I wish them the best. They won a tournament that literally had zero interest of the Aloha Press, unfortunately. Maybe we'll go to the event one of these years, and maybe we'll have a stake in it. It just, the thing that the Barracuda generally like produces is some type of good juicy like drama, like, you know, like some crazy, like your guy Matt Kuchar goes to the old bunny ranch, gets sucked down a few lines of cocaine, and is suspended for 6 months. Nothing came out of it. Nothing exciting. I didn't hear any good John Daly stories. I didn't hear Pat Perez, do anything wild at the pink, the pink rhinoceros. It's kind of disappointing. I don't know who they're hiring on the PGA Tour anymore. But if you're playing this second tier event, good God, mix it up, make some headlines. I checked Reno PD. No one was arrested. Tommy Two Gloves was sure enough was not picking up cop hookers. So it just, if you need to know, if you're relying on us to tell you who won, I'm sorry to say, you're gonna have to fucking Google that shit, because it's we didn't care. But I do know Joel Damon played better than Matt Kuchar. That's all I know.
Way better. But when you do Google this to see who won, don't be surprised when you see a plus next to the winner's name, because they decided to play this B-class tournament in Stableford, which, just is a great format for the Aloha Press home game, the Edgewood American Century Classic celebrity tournament, not a PGA Tour.
Jeff, if I lost this tournament because some asshole had more points than me, but I shot a better score, I would lose my fucking mind. I would lose my mind. Okay, I'd probably go to Reno and have probably make bad choices again if they would let me in Reno. I'm pretty sure I have a warrant there. But moving on, Jeff. So what is the bottle count at? Let's wrap it up. What do we got? I need to know moving forward, because keep in mind, folks, like we're only going to the FedEx Finals, right? Like East Lake in 4 or 5 weeks is it. Like the PGA Tour season's over, and we got to hit the reset button. And I might be owing Jeff either a lot or a little, or so. What are we at, Jeff?
Well, like I said, you put a huge dent in it this week. I mean, you went from me, with 3 on the line. I was already over here in the liquor cabinet putting up 11 bottles, filling shit up, and you put a big 6 from me this week. So I got a 2-bottle lead going into the big Wyndham Championship. I think this was a career week for you. Career week for any of us. I don't think anybody's ever got 6 bottles in a week.
I will say there's never been, you and I have not picked 2 winners in a row. I can promise you that. Like I'm going for the hat trick here this week at the Wyndham. So let's jump into the Wyndham Championship. This is one of those particular golf tournaments that we have no idea what the fuck it means, because most of the guys who we want to watch aren't playing in it. It's the rest of the 180 PGA Tour players that are trying to get into the FedEx Cup playoffs. It's the constant banter and advertisement, and it's finally here, Jeff. It's finally here. The Wyndham's wrapping up, which I don't know what that means. And then also the Aon Tough Hole Challenge is up, which we're learning about this week. I mean, you're taking all this nonsense being wrapped up. I'm kind of excited it's over with, but I know in a few weeks it's going to be fucking right back here.
Well, apparently you froze a little bit there for me, so I didn't hear all the questions. Technical difficulties here in Amador City. But the toughest hole challenge thing, we talked about this a little bit earlier off camera. The fact that Matt Wolff is leading that, it blows my mind, because he's the biggest, crybaby, quitter, somewhat of a choker. He must not know when he goes into the tournament what hole's the signature hole at each course, because otherwise he wouldn't be leading that challenge.
Well, it's you look at this fucking challenge, and it's like a random hole once a week on the PGA Tour, and you got to play it really, really well. The guy who's chasing him is Louis Oosthuizen. Louis Oosthuizen's played in like triple the amount. Louis Oosthuizen's played in like 80 events. Matthew Wolff has played in 18. Matthew Wolff is he's going to make $1 million. The way he doesn't make $1 million this week is on the par 5. All he's got to do is make 2 pars the entire week. He's got to make 2 fucking pars, and he's going to make $1 million. Louis Oosthuizen needs Matt Wolff to shoot double bogeys on both Thursday and Friday for him to have any chance at winning this $1 million bonus that I had no clue what it was until today, which is until they wrote this stupid article about it. It just cracks me up that a guy could be rewarded for not even participating the entire year. It's fucking crazy.
Hey, I think he should be DQ'd, because I'm pretty sure half those tournaments he didn't finish the goddamn tournament. He probably withdrew on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
It just I'm looking at it. It's like, geez, Matthew, let me have some mental health shit. Okay, I'll go out and drink and leave. Like, if I get to play 18 events and have $1 million sitting on my bank account, like, who gives a shit? It just, I don't know, it cracks me up on some of the antics the PGA Tour. What I realized was the PGA Tour has the ability to sell advertisements on just made up shit. That's like me and you selling like whoever Jeff picks like on the second Thursday of every every month that ends in and is hosted by whoever bourbon.com. It just, I don't know, it just kind of cracks me up, but it doesn't even crack me up, it kind of pisses me off. But another thing about the Wyndham Classic this week, Patrick Reed is withdrawn from the event. Apparently he has spent 25,000 he has traveled 25,000 miles in the last 8 weeks. So Jeff, make sure you don't pick him this week. It's not shocking. A guy who spent 8 weeks traveling, it's going to skip this week. This is one of those tournaments that it's not going to have the strongest field in golf.
It's not. He wasn't on my list, so that's good. I went through the power rankings on Sunday before we did the show, so I got a few names down here. But just like last week, you get to pick first. So, this is a big tournament for you. You can cut the bottle count to 1. Who you got?
So it's crazy. You look at the storylines and you wonder and you realize that there's one guy. There's one guy sitting on the bottle who needs a fucking victory. And it's Will Zalatoris. Okay. And it's he's one of these guys that it is. I'll give you an example. He has 1,200 FedEx Cup points. Okay. He's a temporary member of the PGA Tour. The only way he gets in this week is to come in first. He is currently, if he had FedEx Cup membership status, he would be in the top 30 above guys like Kevin Na, Charlie Hoffman, Sung J M, Corey Connors, Max Homa. But instead, this guy's missing this week. It's pretty incredible, but that's not who I'm picking. This is not who I'm picking at all. I am taking the hot hand. I am taking Mr. Ugly himself. I'm taking Mr. Srixon. I'm strapping on the Asics this week. Okay, I'm putting on the fucking joggers. I'm sporting the yellow stripes this week. I'm going baggy shirt and all. Taking Hideki Matsuyama to win at the Wyndham Championship. Guy who's just been riding a hot streak. Plays well in really hot weather. I don't know where the hell the Wyndham is. I'm assuming it's in like North Carolina or somewhere it's hot and humid. That's how I'm going with, Jeff. I'm riding the hot hand this week.
Hey, obviously, unlike Patrick Reed, the travel miles don't bother him because, he played in the Olympics too. He flew right over and got, tied for first, got in the playoff. Actually, I didn't even know he was in the tournament this week. That's some good knowledge by you. You must have done a little bit of homework. Will Zalatoris, though, to touch on that real quick. One, it's ridiculous that the guy can have that many FedEx Cup points and not be allowed to play in the playoffs. But two, think about all the people he took points from. There might be some guys on the bubble there that Will took some of their points from him at some point during the season, and they might lose their card. They might not make the playoffs. They might lose a lot of money over that. And you're gonna have a guy that's in the top 30 not be able to go play unless he wins a tournament. That's BS. All right, you pick Hideki. I'm gonna go with probably the number 1 power ranked guy, Webb Simpson. Our Ben's boy Ben's guy.
The favorite, yeah.
Some long shots. I've been picking with my heart too much. I'm going to use my head and pick one of those guys up at the top of the board.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, that's when you take home the most cash. It's Jeff and I have figured out that you go to Vegas, okay? You go to vegasinsider.com, you click on the golf section, and you look in the odds section, okay? And it's crystal fucking clear, okay? Webb Simpson, plus 1,000. Hideki Matsuyama, plus 1,400. They're both in the top ranked fucking 2 players this week to win. It's not shocking. I mean, if you came here for some real advice on making wagers, this is probably not your show. But it just cracks me up. Yeah, I mean, it's Will Zalatoris could kick out guys like Ricky Fowler, and then Cheston Hadley. That's Tommy Fleetwood might not make the playoffs. Justin Rose, Francisco Marinelli, Roy Sabatini, Ryan Moore. I mean, just a ton of guys who be quite honest, I would much rather see Will Zalatoris than some of these fucks. Because it's not good company. Steve Stricker could fucking make the playoffs, which is he's only playing it part time. Jason Duffner, but so it's gonna be. I mean, Jeff, it's gonna be one of those weeks that at least it's gonna have some compelling aspect to it of these guys having something to play for. You're not gonna see them laying up on a par 5 coming down the stretch when they know they need to play well to get into next week, to get into the playoffs, to essentially get a guaranteed payday, and to get them into the top 125 in the FedEx Cup, which pretty much ensures their PGA Tour card. They're gonna have exempt status for the entire 2021, 2022 season. So it should be a good week.
I hope so. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna watch very much just because for the first time in a long time, I'm gonna play golf twice this weekend. Friday and Sunday are booked for me, so maybe I'll catch a little bit. Actually, I won't catch anything Saturday either. That's a family day, so I'm screwed. Maybe Thursday, if I can sneak. Nah, I'm working Thursday, so you're gonna have to keep me updated. I just say let's go Webb Simpson.
It's go Webb Simpson, huh? It's unfortunately Webb is he's gonna play well. I think it's his home golf course, so we'll see. But But with that being said, Jeff, another friendly reminder: if you guys have made it all the way to this point in the podcast, do me a favor. October 9th and 10th, we're currently 60 days away from the Aloha Press Classic up at Edgewood, Tahoe. I walked into my pro shop, my new home pro shop, and the head pro, Denise, shockingly, she's very similar to the other head pro that I used to be a big fan of. Same attitude, which is, huh?
So
Yeah. Oh yeah. She could,
golf.
yeah, she could definitely beat me in golf. She played on the LPGA tour for like 15 years. She's rather saucy when it comes to her attitude about golf, which is fun. And I mentioned, I'm like, hey, we're going to Edgewood, and she's like, oh, go to Tahoe, huh? That's a beautiful place, beautiful golf course. I wish I could make it. I'm like, you should, but she's like, we got some tournament. But anyways, big event. It's our second annual Aloha Press Classic. Go sign up at the alohapress.com/classic and do that before September 1st when we cut off the signups.
Hey, Edgewood's just teasing us right now. I don't know if you noticed that. If you follow their Instagram, they're just throwing out little teasers, pictures of some of the favorite holes, what the course looks like right now. And I mean, it's going to be just as beautiful in October. So yeah, sign up, get your hotel rooms. I did get a few requests this week for hotel rooms where they should stay. I know you're staying, I think, at the Hard Rock. I'm probably going to stay at one of the casino hotels. Anywhere around there, you're pretty much guaranteed to be able to stumble over to the golf course in the morning. They'll keep your clubs, your shoes, clean them up for you. So somewhere in that vicinity, if you're going to Airbnb it, it's a little different. Then you got to take driving, and that's kind of risky.
For anyone, Jeff, I disagree with you. Okay, yes, we're staying at the Hard Rock. Okay, but if you're on a budget, okay, if you're stressed out about the price or the amount that you're going to be spending on the golf the weekend, trust me, we're going to be able to supplement you with some fun activities. I can promise you that. Friday, Saturday night, you're probably covered when it comes to cocktails and cheap snacks. Okay, if you're into like corn nuts and Doritos, we got you covered. We're gonna have cocktails, cigars. Don't get me wrong. Okay, your solution for Saturday night is very simple. Okay, this is how you do it on and this. I'm speaking from experience and also from some other fellow players who did this last year. Saturday night, you don't need to book a hotel. Okay, they have a hotel there. It's called the Lucky Beaver. All right, all you got to do is get incredibly drunk. Okay, and get so drunk that you keep drinking till about 6:30 in the morning when they kick you out of the Lucky Beaver. You stumble across from the Lucky Beaver, which is about 400 yards, okay, to the entrance of Edgewood, and you're fucking playing golf. I mean, I'm not sure if Lucky Beaver wants you to wear your fucking spikes in there, but I think you can probably get away with it. So that's another solution, all right?
Hey, it's going to be a good time. I'm fiending for Tahoe right now. It's been tough to get up there, with the prices right now. Thank God they're going to drop in October for us. Not for golf, but for at least for the hotel rooms.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I encourage everybody to sign up, get up there, so we can get your players' gifts, put together, get our sponsors set up, and just everything. It's going to be awesome, man.
It's our Super Bowl. That's for sure. If you guys need help, if you're coming from Atlanta, the East Coast, Midwest, and you need help with suggestions about hotels or whatnot, you can reach out to both of us, and we'll gladly help you. If you want to, if you want to go the California route, you can either stay at the Lucky Beaver, or you can, you bring a tent. I heard the beaches there are really nice. Might be a little chilly. Might want to bring a fire starter. But with that being said, Jeff, really appreciate it, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
Wearing all black.
Aloha! Here with JC and Jeff.
Ain't no time for school today.
Hitting bombs.
Hey, watch this punch cut lob wedge. Replace your Marshalls with Cart Girls. They're better looking. They're serving drinks.
Got to hit bombs off the tee.
Phil talking about a guy taking a shit in the cut.
Mahalo!
That's what we did fireside with Phil.
Fire the stick.
Hit bomb and attack the pin.